Hello.
Hello. Welcome to this week's Catch of the Day. I'm Ben Forte, Director of Learning Commons.
And I'm Daniel Shahin, Learning Technologist here at Denver High School for Boys.
So thanks for tuning in to us again. Hope you enjoyed last week. So we talked about our exams special and went through like Kahoot and TAC and
Flipperty, Study Blue, all these sort of revision tools that are available to you online.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had some great feedback from that.
Yeah, a few teachers on Twitter have been replying to us saying how they're using it now in their lessons. So
and even some students that have actually tried out some of the tools that we spoke about last week, which is really exactly what we want to hear, which is great. Yeah. And building up their repertoire of different things that they can use, which is always great to hear.
Yeah. So we'll probably do one of these, maybe do a longer one in the Easter break. So hopefully there'll be a lot more people around on the holidays to tune in, check us out.
Join our Kahoot and actually play along.
Yeah. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about library technology. It's an area we've been focusing quite a lot on recently. We're designing our new learning commons as we speak, and this week we went up to London and visited Innocent Smoothies headquarters and
had some free smoothies.
Yeah, and snacks as well. If you ever want to eat lush food for free, just go to Innocent Smoothies because they'll sort you out. Even the FedEx guy, the FedEx guy was coming in to deliver his stuff.
Brought in a parcel, hit the fridge, got a quick smoothie, and off he was again. It was great to see.
Yeah, so that was great. But that aside, inspiring company as well, like the way that they do things, their whole ethos to their employees, they had a real good family feel to it, didn't it?
I mean, that's what we want within our sort of library area. We want that sort of family feel. We want the creative space. So we're going to these sort of leading companies to find out what they're doing and also trying to get some inspiration for our own space, which is it was a really, really good trip actually. I think we enjoyed it just as much as the kids, maybe even more.
Yeah, so we loved it. We loved the openness. A very open plan is like the thing, isn't it? These days you can notice that from. We haven't mentioned the other place we went to. The second place was Google's head office. So yeah, we've got Google HQ and Innocent HQ, and we contacted those because we know that Google's a worldwide massive success and renowned for having these creative spaces that people learn in. And Innocent, I saw that on the internet a while ago, they were in the top 10 best offices in London to visit. So that's why we picked those two, and they were willing to have us. So we got in there, and they've invited us back if we ever want to go again as well. So that's a good thing.
To come back, so I'm going to take advantage of that next time in London. Pop in for a free smoothie.
Free lunch at Google.
Free lunch at Google. Sushi.
That was definitely a pattern we saw. Was if you want to make your employees successful, you give them loads of food and drink.
Lots of food and drink. So hope you're listening here.
Yeah, quite topical. Nice catch of the day.
Yeah, we're about to get fed ourselves.
Yeah. So again this week, because we've tried it at the earlier time, lunch isn't quite ready yet. So hopefully they're going to bring in our catch quite soon.
Yeah, they're still fishing, as we said last week. They're actually fishing right now.
Yeah.
I think there's some, what was it, haddock? I think there's some haddock swimming around, so haddock might be on its way over in a bit.
Yeah. So on the topic of today for library tech, I want to look at quite a lot of ebooks because, as you know, if you follow my blog and what we've been doing in the Learning Commons, that we've been doing quite a big debate at the moment.
Yeah.
And we hosted a physical debate in our debating society where they debated ebooks versus physical books.
Yeah, it's quite a heated debate. Some very, very strong feelings out there actually there.
Yeah, so it was a really good debate, and we taken notes frantically, hearing what the students want, what they don't want. It did come out slightly in favour of ebooks, so they wanted us. It wasn't what do you prefer, ebooks or physical books, because everyone's always going to have preference over anything. It's not really, you can't say you can have one and not have the other. That's not the debate. It was more about should Devonport pursue ebooks versus pursuing physical books. So they voted slightly in favour of
it. Was slightly in favour of ebooks, and I said it was very strong opinionated debate. But some of the points are really good, and I mean it's not, like I said, it's not something that we're either going to do black or white. We're not going to either just go, okay, we're never going to buy any physical books again, or we're only going to buy ebooks again. But it's just whether or not you were happy for us to sort of move down that route and get a few more ebooks available to you.
Yeah. So we started looking at the platforms that are available. So we're just going to I'm going to switch on my screen and just have a look at a couple of the things that are available at the moment and talk to you about what we've actually decided we're going to go with ourselves. Let's come back to that one. So RM Books, I really liked RM Books. I've looked at it for quite a long time, but I always kept going back to like feeling like I didn't have enough books choice-wise. The platform itself is really good. I like how you can like annotate on the ebooks and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
And you can highlight the word. You can like add notes. Teachers can even put their own annotations and share them. So there's lots of really good features. Really good. From that way.
Sounds like it's good.
Yeah, but I found that they're definitely lacking in the actual physical books that they've stocked on
available in their library. Okay.
And I was a little unsure on the like pricing as well, because they have all sorts of different options of like buying them and renting them and different ways you can do.
So what actually happens there? So if you buy a book, is it yours to just to keep within your library, and as many students can read it as you want, or is there a certain amount of views you can have or something? Or?
It depends which option you go for. If you're just going to go for buy and you buy the book for $4.99, that's your book. Only one person can read that at a time because you've only bought one copy of it. But you can go down the like rent route, where that means you only have it for a certain amount of time, but more people can use it. So there's different ways of doing it. I think based on yes, please.
Peas.
Yes, please.
Oh, mushy peas this week. Yes, please.
All mushy peas.
Yes, please. Cool. Thank you. Yes, it's on its way.
Mushy peas on the way.
This will be my first time of getting mushy peas.
Yeah, no, Dan's obviously not here at the back eating all the mushy peas.
He's off site today. So.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. So RM Books is great, and we signed up actually to be part of this national literacy research project using ebooks. But you could only use RM Books to do it, and I've nothing against RM Books, but I've just felt like it's a study on ebooks and their impact on education. I don't know if you should say you have to use a specific platform, because it's not really a fair study of the ebook. It's more about
also, it's nice to actually have the broad and see what all the different companies are doing in different ways and seeing what works.
Yeah.
I think if you restrict it down to that one company, then you don't really actually fully exercise the actual research to find out what's the best way of doing things, because you're only researching what they're doing, which is probably not the best way.
Yeah.
I'm going to serve up now.
Great. Thank you. So the next one I looked at was VLE Books from Browns, and really like their platform and their choice of books. They've got lots of you hover over here, you see like the author collections they've got. They've got all like Anthony Horowitz and Mallory Blackman, Chris Ryan. These are like the most popular authors.
Yeah, we find that
boys
the students
like
actually
reading,
love. We find a lot of it actually tends to be like authors that students follow, and they tend to once they like a book that's written by a certain author, you find that they tend to stick to that author quite a lot, which is interesting. So we find ourselves with hundreds of Horowitz books or hundreds of Chris Ryan books. It's quite interesting to see how.
Yeah. So when I saw that they had these books, I was definitely more interested in going down the Browns route, and they also have like lists here as well, like this secondary fiction for boys. So that's really cool, because they've gone through and made lists of all of the sort of books that we might be interested in, and most of them are pretty much right as well, most of these. So I was really keen on this.
What's the platform like then for Browns?
I've had a quick demo of it, and it's very good. And they're all very comparable, to be honest. I don't think any of them have got a hugely better platform than any of the other ones. They're all fighting to get there in the market, I think.
What about features then? Because you said RM Books had a lot of good features. Does it match features?
Matching feature-wise from what I saw. When you demo these sites, you've got restricted on, you can only use a couple of the books that they've put in it. You can't like buy any books you want and try it out properly. So you get a little bit of a feel for it. But the only reason perhaps I didn't go down the Browns route would just be for an annual subscription charge for the platform. RM
so you have to buy the books
didn't have an annual subscription. So that was the only reason really that I didn't go down that route, I think, and just be nice, I think, to know that you've got a platform that's just there with your books that you've bought on it. And I see where they've got to do it, but for me, that wasn't what I wanted to do at the moment, because I just want to try out ebooks, and I felt like that's a big commitment to suddenly invest into it and then keep buying your books if we decide we don't want to do it anymore, then it's a bit of a bigger commitment.
Right. Whilst you're introducing this one, I'm going to go and grab our fish and chips quickly. Okay. All right.
This is the one I know the least about, to be honest. But
leave me to it.
the one I know the least about is Overdrive. I know that it integrates quite nicely with Oliver and stuff like other library management systems we've got. And the reason I started looking at it is because I was at BET this year and I was talking to one of the developers that works on Google Classroom, and I was talking to him about ebooks and saying how I wanted it to work, and he was like, that's exactly how it does work in the US. So I was like, oh, well, what do you use to do that? So he pulled out his phone and he had Overdrive on it, and I said, oh, that's cool. Well, I looked at Overdrive and it didn't have all the books I really wanted on it, and he's like, oh, what book do you want? So he just started searching for titles, and like nearly every title I said, he showed me it and he had it on his phone. So I was like, oh, okay, I will go and look at Overdrive then. So I went, well, hey, chips have arrived. So I went along to the stand at BET to have a look at it. But the reason why it had lots of books on his app was because in the US they have different rules on their publishers and different laws on who's got what books. So a lot of the books I really wanted to have, you can get them in the US, but in the UK those ones aren't on board with it. So when I actually looked through Overdrive, it didn't tend to have as many of the books I wanted. But it did also have a lot of good like audio books and other stuff like that as well. So it is a very well established, but I think that the UK market, they haven't pushed enough into it yet, probably. Let's just switch back and show you our catch of the day. There we go. So
hello,
we have got it. Here it is. Yes.
Haddock's arrived.
Haddock's arrived with mushy peas.
With mushy peas.
Only complaint would probably be like a bit of tartar sauce. If I'm gonna.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
There we go. So let's have a quick switch.
You'd be lucky to get any fish and chips down next week.
I know. Oh, we won't, will we? It's half term.
We'll have to bring some in.
We have to branch out.
We have to venture out into the local community.
Do a live one from a chip shop.
Always be done.
So my last platform is the one I'm going to show you from Wheelers, and Peter's a company in the UK that sell this. This is actually the one I've decided we're going to run with at the moment. I just literally about half an hour ago got an email from them saying our platform's set up and ready to start purchasing books on it.
So what made you make that decision then? What made it stand out from the rest?
I think, like I said earlier, there was no subscription charge like every year. There's no ongoing cost to having this platform. So once I've set it up, if we decide perhaps this wasn't the platform we wanted after all, there's not a huge amount of investment that's gone into the buying of the platform. Obviously you don't want to be doing that because you're buying these books and books aren't transferable between these platforms. You can't buy a load of ebooks on here and then move them to another one. So once you've got to really be invested in it, you're going to go for it. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? But I just chose it really based on the fact that I had in my head, every time I've gone to any of these platforms, I've always had Anthony Horowitz, favourite author for our students. Yeah. Dan Brown, my own favourite author. Mm-hmm. And usually go for like Mallory Blackman or something like that. If I search for those three people on each of the platforms, if they've got them, then they're starting to go up in my ratings. So
definitely, yeah.
Peter's ticked all the boxes for those.
They had all the authors.
Yeah, they had all the authors that fitted my strict criteria. So that's
what the boys are reading, and that's what we need. That's what we really need.
Mm. Yeah, so I decided to go with it. I know lots of the other platforms have also started to sign some of these authors as well now. So these book titles, I'm not saying they're exclusive to Peters or to Wheelers. They are available on the other platforms too. It's just this is the one I've decided to go with at the moment.
They have the combination of stuff we were looking for, and also you said it's a free, no subscription charge.
Yeah,
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so I like the way that the book purchasing works. You can just search for authors and you can refine them down the left hand side here. So if you just want to find teen books, you can click teen and search through, and then once you've found a book that you want, you can click onto it. I don't know what book I've chosen. Choose your own ever after play the game.
That sounds like an interactive
fiction. So this one, you obviously you buy them, and it's like a book in your library. So if you buy one copy of it, then one person can own that at a time. Okay. If you need it to be more, then you'll buy more copies of it.
Is there any way we can see the sort of how it comes up to the reader?
So
we set with this demo.
You can see one. So these are some of the books that you have, when you look on these platforms. You have your library and your shelf of your books that you've read and reserved.
Okay.
But also, if you're an admin, which we are on this demo site, you can go to the shop and buy more books. So these are books here currently that we have got, which are available for us. So
you don't need to wait for them to be delivered. As soon as you buy them, they're available for the students, which is also a great fact.
Also, we talked about earlier about like overdues and stuff. You don't need to worry about overdues with a platform like this, because if it's a 2-day loan, after 2 days, then
it automatically just
come
comes back.
Okay. There's never anything given away to anyone to worry about having to try and get it back. You just revoke their access to the book, and that's that.
No worry about library fines then?
No. No. So we can click here, I want to borrow this book now, and that's it. It says go ahead, read it. So you can see that they've made apps for iOS.
Oh, fantastic.
Android,
so anyone on
Kindle
any device can sort of just pick it up and read, which is great.
Yeah, so students here will be able to use their own phones and their own iPads and stuff like that, or even just use it on a web browser, so they can use a Chromebook to go on it. So
fantastic.
Quickly click read now and just see how that looks. Yeah, so you get the book and you get these options up the top here as well, so you can like flick to the contents pages.
Okay.
You see that I think this has jumped to this page because this book I did actually try it out already once, and I started to read it.
Where you were. Okay.
So it's jumped back to where I started reading it before.
That's nice.
So we can look at the contents, and the settings are something that I found really interesting, because when we were doing our debate of ebooks versus physical books, a lot of people were saying about the problems were like you couldn't get enough words on the page and stuff like that. So
you can change that all here.
Change that, so you can say like how big word spacing you've got, the contrast font, so you can.
Which that's great, because everyone has different preferences. I mean, everyone prefers like sort of larger fonts, smaller fonts. So it's quite nice with an actual physical book. It is how it is. Where at least with this, you can actually change it around. It looks like you can change the color background. So
you can do stuff for like dyslexia friendly. So it's got all these options of changing the book. You don't have to buy special dyslexia book. You can change these books to fit with that. Or if you're reading at night time, you can switch it into dark mode. So
fantastic.
There's lots of quite nice features here, like syncing it offline. So if you're going to go away from your internet connection, you've still got the book.
Oh, that's great then. So it can be adapted to the individual reader, which is always nice.
Yeah, that was one of the huge benefits when they were doing our debate of ebook versus physical book.
Yeah, I remember.
That was one of the things that the students that were in favour of it, they kept coming back to, saying, yeah, we can't do that, you can't change this, you can't do that, it doesn't wear out, and all these sort of things. So there's huge debates to have over all of that. But I think
the thing is, it's like, I mean, going back to what we started off with, it should never be a debate whether it's this or that. It's not like that, and it shouldn't be like that. Whereas here, we're actually encouraging both. We are going to continue to buy new physical books, but again, it's nice to actually try new things and move on. I mean, one of the points I raised in the debate was, if we never tried new things, we'd still be stuck in the Stone Age. So I mean, people used to write letters, and now it's emails. Everyone, and there's always development. We're always moving forward, so it's nice to give these ebooks a real try here and see what happens.
You see a lot of people switch in between as well. It's not like you don't have to invest completely in one or the other. Like, it'd be silly to not read a physical book because it's there, and when you could just read that one. So there's lots of times where it is just convenience, I think, and that's what I always came back to for me. Is I read a Kindle the most because I travel on the train. I don't want to carry the books with me every day. The Kindle's light, and I can just carry on reading. I can flip between books without having to have multiple books. If I'm reading about studies that I'm doing, then that's fine. I can switch to that book. I don't have to carry that big thick. It's inspired, wouldn't it?
I had to give him a lift to the train station every day because his book was so heavy.
Right, so I think we've talked about ebooks a lot for today, so I think we'll leave it there today, and next time I'll speak more about the actual technologies of using iPads, using Chromebooks, using all these different things. So we could next time we can show off some of the different devices we've got and what the features are. Perhaps get some of those ebooks on the devices and show how they're being used. So that'd be
brilliant.
Really great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. Cheers for tuning in, guys. Thanks. Thank you very much.
And don't forget to have a look at the blog, and you can read up on the ebook versus physical book debate.
If you want to just press the button here, then it will take you to Ben Forte's blog posts on the ebooks versus physical books.
Great.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.